Subject Matter Expert Workshop. Creating SME workshop to produce job analyst data. Description: there is not one single method or format for conducting a SME workshop. However, these general steps characterize most workshops. Job analyst formats and methods also used in SME workshops: task, analyst inventory, group interview, employment test, selection interview questions, questionnaires, a panel consisting of 10 to 20 subject matter experts, SME, group leader, analyst. A trained analyst will ask a SME questions about the duties and responsibilities, the KSAO's worker characteristics required and conditions of employment for the job. Steps to collect relevant job data using SME workshop method. Walk through. Ask the SME to walk you through the steps, task, Q&A, or problems and resolutions as if you were a new employee assigned to shadow him or her. First, selecting and preparing SMEs to participate. Second, identifying and rating job tasks. Third, identifying and rating employee specifications, WRCs, associated with job task. Fourth, SMEs judge relevance of a selection, measures content to the content of the job. After capturing important job tasks, the analyst characterizes each statement with regard to frequency of performance, KSAO or WRC required, physical activities required, environmental conditions, and other important factors for task performance. Follow-up. Ask questions to follow up on any parts of SME's explanation you didn't understand or that need more detail. Your goal is to be able to train someone else to do what the SME is training you to do. If you don't ask lots of questions, you won't have enough information to do so. Sometimes this means you even have to ask questions about content that is beyond the scope of the training for your own background. Purpose and application. To collect job data for a predetermined purpose. To collect as the basis for developing other analysis measures. To clarify or verify information. To obtain new information. To uncover the functionality of an existing system or discover what a new or updated system needs to do to meet the business need. Example interview questions. What are the top 3 things you expect or your learner to be able to do when they finish this course, and which is the most important? What is the overachieving goal of this solution? In other words, what is all said and done? What exactly do you want the learner to do? What is the organizational policy regarding this goal? Is this driven by the internal, external mandate? Think about the newest member to the organization. What does this newest member need to know about this topic or goal to align with the organization's objective? Are we building for novices, experts, or somewhere in between? What are the consequences of not performing to standard? What are the rewards for performing to standard? What scenarios or real-life case studies best illustrate proper and improper adherence to policies or rules associated with this goal or topic? What are the most common mistakes people make? What is the impact of those mistakes? What do you wish someone had told you when you were learning this? Describe a typical day in the life of the audience. Examples continued. If you only had 1 minute of FaceTime, and what 3 things would you tell the learner? If you were forced to relate a story about why this is important, what would you say to the learners? What do you believe the learners are going to do? What are going want to learn more about? What do you think are the biggest misconceptions that the learners are under right now? Where do you go to learn more about this topic? To shake the tree a bit. How did you learn all this stuff? What part of that experience do you think would be the hardest to replicate for the learners? Tell me why this style of training won't work. If you wanted to surprise the learners, what would you do? There is another subject matter expert that might be able to contribute? What is the hardest part of this job? How does this topic goal relate to the organization's core values and vision? Issues, concerns with method. Establish trust. SME interviews can seem a lot like a scene where high-end consultants are brought in to figure out who to fire. Explain why you were doing what you're doing and why you need their help. Taking time to explain how the information will help you can go a long way in creating an open environment. Interview should not be the sole source of data collection. If thorough documentation is missing as the interview is conducted, important legal requirements of job analyst information goes unmet. Advantages: can efficiently collect data from large numbers of SMEs using questionnaires and group interviews. Can quantify data, utilizes multiple methods for data collection. Can gather a greater detail of job characteristics. Disadvantages: lacks standardization, relies on analysts to document information accurately and thoroughly. Subject to information distortion. Limited possibilities for covering large numbers of respondents in a limited geographical area. Analyst skills and procedures determine the utility of the interview. It is not cost efficient if many jobs need to be studied. Requires great deal of time and labor. References: Gatewood, R.D. Field, H.S. and Barrick, M.R. 2015 Human Resource. Selection 8th ed. Boston, M.A. Cengage Learning, pages 55 to 75, Chapter 3, Job Analyst and Human Resource Selection. Muir, T.J. Wren, K.A. Pierce, H.R. Tross, S.A. and Collins, W.C. 2003. Beliefs about improvability of career relevant skills, relevance to job task analyst, competency, modeling and learning, orientation, J. Organize, behave, 24, 107, 131. DOI 10, 1002, job 182.